The following program is the work of the broadcast students at the British Columbia Institute of Technology. BCIT magazine features news stories from around the Lower Mainland which were produced over the last week. Responsibility for the content of the show rests completely with the students and their instructors.
Coming up on BCIT Magazine, Truth and Reconciliation, communities across Metro Vancouver gather to honor the day.
Also women's rugby, how a Vancouver team is inspired by Canada's performance at the World Cup.
And artificial intelligence, what BC is doing to prevent unethical AI use.
Good afternoon and welcome to BCIT. Good afternoon and welcome to BCIT Magazine. I'm Emma Bolzner.
And I'm Patrick McConnell. Here's what's happening around Metro Vancouver.
Thousands turned out across the country to mark the National Day of Truth and Reconciliation. BCIT's Arden McLeod reports from a local gathering at Britannia Community Centre in East Vancouver.
This year's theme, Honoring the Past, Healing the Present, Inspiring the Future, encourages all participants to carry the work of truth and reconciliation forward.
I think it starts with building relationships with Indigenous peoples, acting in solidarity, supporting their participation in all spaces, and yeah, really learning about their culture and unlearning things that I may have been taught in school as well.
The Honor Walk led to a gathering of Indigenous cultures and traditions at the Britannia Community Centre.
Usually when I brush you, you pray for to hear good things, to say good things, to smell good things. Because a lot of them lost their culture through the Indian residential school, and a lot of them just don't know their culture or weren't brought up with it because their parents were in residential school.
Leaders hope their work will help future generations know more about their heritage.
One teaching is just to introduce it to the young people and have them believe in themselves, because there are younger generation that can move forward and do better than what happened.
The gathering was just one of many that took place in Metro Vancouver and across the country. Arden McLeod reporting for BCIT News.
Coquitlam's Place to Arts marked National Day of Truth and Reconciliation by showcasing the stories behind Indigenous art. Reporter Emma Bolzner has more.
Circle, crescent, 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 trigon, and then a corsalish eye.
This is just one of the many formline drawings artist and educator Christine McKenzie showcased at a Truth and Reconciliation event.
So I always bring all these traditional items, because how often can you say, I pet a bear? Because you're not really supposed to pet them. But having these items, it creates that core memory. And it's that stepping stool to learn more about Indigenous hunting, culture, because all these things are tied to our culture.
Symbolic items on clothing is also a way for participants to express themselves.
It kind of identifies with a lot of things that I've been involved in, and there is a lot on there that tells that I've been, around people that are, actively, looking after river, screen keepers and wildlife.
All the items Mackenzie displayed are meaningful to her, especially one.
This is sweetgrass. It was taken from Nova's mother's backyard, and they brought it all the way here to gift to me, and this is traditional medicine.
There are also memories attached to items owned by non-Indigenous people.
To do with my identity and just trying to figure out who I am and how can I transit better in this world. And I think it was my first big purchase towards an Indigenous artist that I really wanted to support.
I had a little tiny basket that was made with grass. And you should see, I can't believe that someone made this. It's just phenomenal.
Learning about these drawings and items is something Mackenzie believes is a necessary step towards decolonization. Emma Bolzner, BCIT News. An elder from the Musqueam First Nation is exploring his own reconciliation through a new book. Arden McLeod shares Larry Grant's journey from all the way back to his childhood.
To be able to say something to a grandnephew that I keep saying, H-O-I-L, and he says, "What are you doing today, Uncle?"
Musqueam Nation says there are no fluent speakers of Hunkaminam, but members are working to change that. For Elder Larry Grant, learning the language meant reconnecting with his identity.
The Hunkaminam language was always spoken to me right from birth. My mother was a Hunkaminam speaker, and my grandparents were all Hunkaminam speakers.
As a child, Grant stopped speaking Hunkaminam. In 1998, he began studying it at the University of British Columbia, and it all came flooding back.
Our classes are filled with sometimes 3 generations of the same family who are learning the language together from their very different perspectives.
Reconnecting was difficult, but it helped Grant move forward in reconciliation.
I began to hear old people talking in my dream, coming to me in my dream. It's something that was frightening to me, because in our culture, when old people come and speak to you, you're close to your time to go.
But his wife encouraged him, and Grant kept going. He later published Reconciling, a lifelong struggle to belong.
But more than reconciliation, I think, it's a vital part of our humanity.
Professor Shaw says knowing a language's roots helps people understand themselves and their past.
It was a personal journey to reconcile with myself as to who am I? Who really am I?
Grant says Reconciling is his book's title because it is a process that never ends. Arden McLeod, BCIT News.
Reporter Isabella Vertone joins us now. Isabella, why is it important to acknowledge and celebrate Indigenous cultures?
It's important because of Canada's past. The National Truth and Reconciliation Day recognizes the tragic legacy of residential schools, the missing children, the families left behind, and of course the survivors.
What about the events featured in the stories we saw earlier? What kind of impact did they have?
Participants said the event did a great job of spreading awareness and creating room for educational and also celebratory activities. Emma?
Thanks for that, Isabella. After the break, a community dinner, what one charity is cooking up for Thanksgiving, and AI, what the Vancouver tech space thinks about the ethics.
As temperatures drop around the Lower Mainland, the Union Gospel Mission prepared its annual Thanksgiving meal for downtown Eastside residents. Reporter Emma Bolzner has more.
As food insecurity continues to impact vulnerable communities, the Union Gospel Mission's meal program is trying to make a difference.
So we are serving hundreds of meals a day, thousands of meals a week to people who may be struggling with food insecurity, who may be struggling with health issues, and the comfort of a warm meal can just really bring some happiness to people.
A large turnout is expected at this year's Thanksgiving meal.
We did see a 12% increase in homelessness in Vancouver itself, particularly among seniors. So this is a chance, these major meals are a chance for us to really offer a kind of welcoming hand and also offer some support for people who may be navigating a future that they're new to.
The mission relies on volunteers to prepare the meals.
Oh, it's very fun. It's very different to my daily tasks. So I'm actually enjoying being in the kitchen. Helping anyone, regardless if they are in difficult situations or not, is very rewarding.
The charity has also noticed an increase in people needing to use its shelter.
The average occupancy rate of about 90% in the summer, which is really high because normally we see a drop in the summertime because it's warmer out, people can go and maybe sleep outside, but now we're seeing year-round demand for our services.
Sometimes a warm meal is the first step for people discovering the charity.
And it's a moment for us to kind of welcome in the community, and also it's a time for community members to maybe connect with the services that we offer.
And that connection is the goal of the Union Gospel Mission, especially as the holidays approach. Emma Bolzner, BCIT News. With the explosion in AI development, Ottawa has announced a task force to develop a strategy for distributing millions in grants. Patrick McConnell has more on the reaction from Vancouver's tech community.
Some Vancouver creators view AI as a tool, not a threat, but they still urge the government to be careful with its millions of dollars allocated for AI projects. Philip Pasquet makes AI art in his SFU lab with custom software for creatives.
We really believe in empowering artists to seize the means of production and to be able to train their own model on their own data without using a big data model trained on everyone else's data.
Pasquet uses the $80 million FUR supercomputer being built at SFU. But not everyone has access to such powerful infrastructure.
The development of computers themselves, of the internet, all of that has been largely preempted now by the private sector. And I don't think that's necessarily a good news.
For Pasquet, AI is something to collaborate with, open to all, and not to be hijacked by private interests. But business is already booming.
British Columbia is really strong. We have almost 600 AI companies in BC right now, many of which, I think 75%, are earning revenue right now.
Pasquet and Glumac both agree Canada must move quickly, but responsible integration is needed too. Chris Kruger, Executive Director of the BC AI Ecosystem Association, is organizing Vancouver's tech community.
We're definitely out there talking to the AI Task Force of Canada about how they can achieve this vision for clean and green energy and partner with Indigenous people with them at the table, ownership stake. And I'm sure that they're going to be able to set some direction and provide some funding that will get us there.
The federal government is taking suggestions on how to develop Canada's AI strategy until the end of the month. Patrick McConnell, BCIT News. Drug overdoses remain the leading cause of death in people ages 10 to 59 in BC. As Hayden Stewart reports, BCIT is one of the schools taking action to combat the overdose crisis.
Yep. Harder. There you go. Feel that?
Many BCIT students have visited the naloxone training booth on campus to learn how to spot an overdose and how to administer naloxone if necessary. Naloxone is a fast-acting medication used to temporarily reverse the effects of an opioid overdose. Some of the trainers are from the Burnaby Community Action Team, which was founded in 2018 in part to help destigmatize substance abuse.
A lot of people don't want to go into the clinics, don't want to go see a doctor because of the shame of it all, right? And the disrespect. I myself experienced that, and it's painful, right? I almost lost my leg.
Wolf says her past struggles with substance abuse helps her connect to people currently struggling.
I understand the human side of it all, and so hence my experience with helping others that have issues and also educating those that don't. Because I've been there, I've done that.
The BC Coroner Service reports more than 900 people lost their lives to an overdose in the first 6 months of 2025.
If someone dies that it hurts. It's a loss, so it's easier to prevent it than deal with bad feelings.
Naloxone training will continue at the BCIT Burnaby campus through October. Hayden Stewart, BCIT News.
And more around BCIT's Burnaby campus, a group of BCIT students are hoping to help Metro Vancouver improve sustainability within the workforce. As Thomas Adams reports, new tools may be the answer.
The tools from BCIT's Center for Eco-Cities helps identify Scope 3 greenhouse gas emissions. The first tool is to help governments identify an action plan to combat emissions.
Well, for our community type where we are, food waste is a big problem. So, they can start looking at, communications campaigns, marketing campaigns to get people to think about their food waste.
The second is a student-built webpage that shows how many emissions are being output in certain regions of the province.
So you just go to that site, that archetype tool site, and you can just look up whatever city, whatever municipality you're in BC or regional government, and it'll tell you your ecological footprint and your consumption-based emissions footprint.
When it comes to sustainability, it is a top priority for BCIT students.
Yeah, I'd say so. As a technical institution, they definitely have a duty to uphold in that regard. I know most schools around here do.
The tools, which have now been sent to local governments for appraisal, are the result of students and staff at BCIT School of Energy working together.
And we're learning lots about it, so that's all I can really say.
5 students were involved in developing the tools, which they're hoping will have a positive impact across the province.
So whatever the BC government is doing as far as industry or economic development or sustainable development, BCIT has a responsibility to ensure the workforce in BC has the skills needed to make those strategies happen.
Thomas Adams, BCIT News.
Coming up, how a festival is inspiring people to ditch their motor vehicles and take their bikes, and how Canada's performance at the Women's Rugby World Cup is encouraging local athletes. Vancouver is getting active. Bike Week encourages people to swap their cars for bicycles. Organizers say it's not just about trying to save the environment. As Orchid Solang reports, it's also about making commutes healthier.
At 23, Isai Toledo lives and works on 2 wheels. He commutes to his workplace by bike to then repair them as a mechanic.
At first I just started mountain biking, and then I started taking bikes from here just to my house, and I started liking it. I saw that it was kind of the same time for commuting. It was better for summer.
More than 170,000 people have taken part in the event, a number they hope will grow in the coming Go By Bike.
The bike's never late, I guess. Just power my own legs, so it's nice to be out. I like to just feel the breeze. Yeah, then see the nature. When I'm on the train, I'm just looking at my phone.
With Vancouver heading into its rainy season, Go By Bike Week organizers say they are focused on showing people how to keep riding safely all year round.
Just because the summer's over, it doesn't mean you have to stop biking. So we're here to show you that with a few little adjustments to your wardrobe, your mentality, your bike, you can still get out there and ride, and it's still a safe and comfortable way to get around the city.
The Go By Bike Week event includes pop-up stations across Metro Vancouver, with free bike checks, safety gear, and advice from experienced riders. For Isai, the benefits are clear. Cycling saves time, money, and makes him feel better every day.
When I first started biking, I really didn't thought so. Yeah. But then I found myself just saving for the train pass, So that's like $180 less there.
Go By Bike Week organizers hope more people will follow his lead, building healthier communities and greener streets, one ride at a time.
So we just want more people out there. We want to build healthier communities, more future resilient cities, and yeah, just creating better, safer communities for people.
Organizers say since 2017, more than 170,000 people have taken part in the event, a number they hope will grow in the coming Go By Bike Weeks. Orchid Solang, BCIT News.
From boots on pedals to boots on grass, Canada's recent performance at the Women's Rugby World Cup inspired a Vancouver rugby club. Reporter Hayden Stewart has more.
Ready, go! Yeah.
Scribes Rugby Club is gearing up for the season at Trout Lake Field after watching Team Canada almost take home the championship at the 2025 Rugby World Cup. It was the first time since 2014 they made it to the finals.
I was watching the Women's World Cup this weekend, and I saw Ellie Kildune, and I was like, I want to be here.
Scribes is a rugby team based in East Vancouver, and one of its players says that Canada's performance brought her back to the sport.
I miss the sport because it just seems so fun, and I love like the empowerment that it brings to women, especially like all shapes and sizes.
The Scribes women are two-time BC Rugby champions and are looking to add a third this season. The assistant coach of the team has been playing or coaching the sport for most of her life. She was happy to be able to watch the women play on TV.
We always watched the Men's World Cup. And so now as an adult, being able to kind of watch women play at an international level on a channel that I can get, it was a big deal for me. And so I was really proud of what the work the women's team did this year.
Team Canada had one of the smallest budgets in the tournament. Despite that, the team was able to dominate powerhouses like Australia and the tournament favorites New Zealand on their way to the finals.
I think it's a really good way for people to see that even if we're getting underfunded, we still as women can play competitive rugby.
The Scribes' season runs until May, and the first game is on October 4th. Hayden Stewart, BCIT News.
And reporter Hayden Stewart is with us now. Hayden, what was the turnout like for the Women's Rugby World Cup this year?
Yeah, well, this year, the Women's Rugby World Cup saw the attendance record broken multiple times. In the semifinals matchup between Canada and New Zealand, there were over 50,000 people in attendance. This record would soon be broken as the finals matchup between Canada and England would bring over 80,000 people to watch in person.
That's great to hear the attendance is growing. Could you also share what Canada's performance was like at the World Cup?
Yeah, well, Canada would dominate on their way to the finals. Their smallest margin of victory is 15 points, and that was against New Zealand. But that was their most impressive win. That was the largest margin of victory against New Zealand of any men's or women's Rugby World Cup. Emma, back to you.
Thank you, Hayden. Communities are working together. Vancouver entrepreneurs and artists are honing their skills at a not-for-profit workshop. Patrick McConnell has more on the volunteer-run site.
Vancouver Hackspace is more than just a tool library and workshop. It's a community of makers with skills and dreams too big for 500 square foot condos. Philip Ma joined when his neighbors complained about him using power tools on his back patio.
Maybe some tools get donated to the space because people are moving away. Some of the equipment that you see here is crowdfunded. So we might sort of pass around a hat. Everyone chips in like $50 or $100.
From 3D printers to soldering guns, the Vancouver Hackspace is an incubator for new ideas and skills.
My first day here, I just got a tour of the place. This day I came in and it just let me build things. It's really self-directed, I'd say.
The Hackspace is run by its members with no central authority. Experienced makers share skills and teach workshops for new members.
We really think that it's a space to learn primarily. So if you don't know how to use the tool, someone will be around to help you, show you how to use that tool.
Accidents are rare, with community members keeping each other accountable.
Like, our general philosophy is everyone is responsible for safety. So if you see someone doing unsafe, you should tell them to stop.
Some members have started businesses or invented products, while many have simply found an accepting community.
People feel disconnected a lot in the kind of modern world, and this is kind of a third space where you can just hang out with other people and talk about things.
Over 200 members maintain the facilities at 1601 Venables Street, and as long as the cost of living in Vancouver keeps growing, the hackspace community will too. Patrick McConnell, BCIT News. As part of BC Culture Days, the Richmond Community Concert Band is bringing together people of all ages and backgrounds. Orchid Solang reports from a front row seat into its rehearsal.
Music has a way of bringing people together. And in Richmond, that harmony is on full display with the Richmond Community Concert Band. Leading the group is music director Cheryl McHugh. For her, conducting the band is more than just playing the right notes. It's about bringing people together.
I could have a 16-year-old sitting next to a 66-year-old or an 86-year-old even, and it doesn't matter. They all have the same common goal, to have fun. It's their night out to play.
The band's open rehearsal is part of BC Culture Days, a province-wide celebration that highlights local arts and the importance of creativity in building community.
It's important for everyone to have access to the arts because they can really improve the quality of your life overall. Like 62% of Canadians that engage in arts and culture have better mental health overall and wellness than those who don't.
Culture Days ambassadors hope that people across BC will use these events to find connection through creativity. And for members of the Richmond Concert Band, that connection is what strikes a chord with their community.
They're a friendly group. We've always enjoyed the social side of things as well as the musical side.
While the Richmond Concert Band's open rehearsal is just one of many Culture Days events across BC, it's clear that their music is keeping the community connected, one song at a time. Orchid Solang, BCIT News.
And the 38th Annual Vancouver Writers' Festival is exploring political and cultural themes. The festival takes place on Granville Island from October 20th to October 26th.
Taylor Swift's new movie, The Eras Tour: The Final Show, will feature footage from her final stop at BC Place. The movie will be released the day before Swift's 36th birthday, December 12th. That's it for this episode of BCIT Magazine. I'm Patrick McConnell.
And I'm Emma Bolzner. Thanks for tuning in.